good afternoon, or good morning, or good evening. Whatever time you find yourself watching this video. Welcome back to the channel. Life is hard, don't complain. Got something from my friends. We got to be calling ourselves friends now. At Atlantic Knife. A big box of stuff. Yes. Okay, let's look at Atlantic Knife stickers. SRM, an SRM knife. A Coleman's knife made in China. And a Takimutak. We're gonna put all these other ones aside. Combat Ready hilt knife. Okay, Combat Ready CBR113 for the world's most demanding defense professionals. This is Combat Ready. Not familiar with the brand, but I saw it. I'm like, look at that giant knife. Let's get it. Nylon sheath with the vertical belt carry. CBR113, fairly sharp. Nice big old swedge. For the size, it is not very heavy at all. With a finger guard, and with these holes, it indicates that you have a skeletonized full-tang here. Which is interesting because don't know how skeletonized it is, but it certainly took a lot of weight off. Let's weigh this guy. We'll try to do it so it's not touching the ground. Okay, coming in almost 12 ounces. So doesn't feel that way. But it is a big knife. So 12 ounces for something this long, you know, isn't so surprising, or isn't so, it's actually surprising on the other direction. 327, 328 grams. So we have our very long cutting edge, you know, we're almost right at 9 inches of the the overall cutting edge of this guy. And I mean, just a hair off. If you were looking at the cross guard, you know, you have a full 10 inches of knife blade, and the handle itself is right at 5 inches total. So, you know, you're looking at just shy of 15 inches. So big old blade. Now, again, this knife, and it has black coating, very budget knife, so not necessarily banking on this being a DLC coating. It could very well be just like a black paint. Fairly sharp. The finger guard is an interesting touch, kind of a throwback to trench knives, old cutlasses, things like that. But you know, the size of this guy is something else. You know, it's a big old thing. This sheath, nice thick nylon Velcro sheath. We're going to do the shake test, and you know, so, and it's not, there's some lining in here, so it won't just get cut up, I'm guessing. Well, hold on. There we go. Well, no, come on, you. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to be fair and close it as tight as it'll go. We'll see. And this thing's long, so I don't know how much everybody's gonna see, but I will try to keep it in the camera. Okay, this Velcro strap held. So sheath test is a pass. You know, this knife itself, okay, 25 bucks. So it was just it's a cheap knife, but cool. And here's another kind of, I'm not fighting with this. It's a rubberized handle. There's a little too many unknowns, to be honest, to utilize this in sort of a tactical scenario. While I like the design, it's a nice, almost timeless, almost like a Bowie style blade. They call it a Bowie knife, and yeah, it is. But there's some unknowns as far as how much of this tang is there as full tang. To be honest, this finger guard feels very, I don't trust it to actually protect my fingers. The good news is it's got enough of clearance where if you were wearing gloves, you could easily utilize this knife. I would make this kind of a camp knife. The fit and finish is as you would expect. There's bits and bobs kind of flaking off. The guard itself, there's mill marks. There's it was just, you can tell the guard itself was just painted. It's not an actual like coating, but as I look, lots of places where the coating is flaking. So this was a curiosity. This is something that I bear with me here, but my grandparents grew up in the Great Depression. My grandfather was in World War I. And they had old tools and things like that. And tools lived either outside, stuff that was used in the yard or the chicken coop or whatever, it lived outside. And it rusted, it got beat up by the weather, etc. But it kept on ticking. I actually have an old hay fork from my pawpaws that is, it's close to 100 years old, if not older. And it is stout. I mean, they made things stout. Now this, I say that story because I could see this outside, just living outside. Now, would it last like those things? I highly doubt it. But at its cost and as it's shaped and stuff, this kind of makes me feel like, okay, if I need to chop some weeds down or kind of dig in the dirt and stuff like that, and I don't have something handy, or if something's put up and I need to go grab it, but I have this closer, I'll grab this, and I won't mind getting this, utilizing this for other than knife duties and things like that. it's okay. I don't know much about the company. Combat Ready. Apparently, they're like a wholesaler, but they get everything shipped in. I'm not gonna say this is garbage because it doesn't feel like garbage, but it's just this is kind of one of those you get what you pay for kind of knives. You pay $25 for a 15-inch knife. You're not getting Excalibur here. You're not getting work tough gear quality or a Tops Knives or something along those lines. You're getting Combat Ready. One of my old friends is going to appreciate that because that's what he was always saying. Gotta be Combat Ready, bro. Combat Ready. All the thing. Every time. Combat Ready. Well, I think this old budget knife could certainly be Combat Ready, but I'm not taking it with me to combat. If I wanted to take a knife with me, I'm gonna take this guy. Even though it's about 2 inches different on the length of the blade and such, this feels like security to me. This guy feels like, okay, I'm a worker, I'm a working tool. And hey, everything in its place. So we'll stop there. I don't think we need to beat up Combat Ready at all. To be fair, I will look at their lineup and see if they have any like more premium. I guess this is definitely a budget item. They may have something that's a little more on the premium side. I don't know. I'll just check it out because this is my first Combat Ready knife. Not that I don't dislike the knife. I got it because it was a big old knife for 25 bucks, and that was just fine. But I'll take an extra look and see what their other offerings are, and we'll go from there. So, anybody out there have Combat Ready branded products? Anything you would recommend? I just don't know the brand. I'll have to look. Maybe I'll do a part 2 to this video and say something nice about them. I don't know. I'm not talking smack. I'm just saying this is a budget knife, and it's obviously a budget knife. Take that as you will. So we'll stop there. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you think. And, remember, life is hard. Don't complain. Until next time, take care.